Welcome back to Vietnam. My name is Nell and I'm living in Vietnam. And today we're going to be talking about pros and cons of living here in Vietnam. Now, number one is going to be cost of living. And the reason I want to get it done so fast is because that's what most people talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way as fast as I can. My apartment, and it's a nice studio. Go watch the apartment tour. Loft, fully furnished, couch, washer, dryer, dishes, toiletries like toilet paper, body wash, shampoo, dish soap, bed, TV, wardrobe, table. Came with all the stuff, fully furnished. $285 per month after utilities, water, drinking water, no more than $370, $360 per month. Food, $1 to $2 per meal. If you want a international kind of food like a burger, fries, tacos, nachos, pizza, breadsticks, stuff like that, $3-6 per meal. Fried chicken, fries, $2. All that stuff's pretty affordable, right? Groceries affordable, everything's affordable. So let's get out the way. Yes, you can live here off of 500, 800, 1,000, 1,200. You can live here off of however much money you want to come with. You understand? All right. So pro number two is going to be the walking culture, the distance of everything. In America, where I'm from, right? Going from Jacksonville, Florida to Orlando would take like 2.5, 3 hour drive. Absolutely crazy, you know? To get to the closest emergency room, it's going to be 20-minute drive. That's if you're lucky, right? To get to a Walmart, it's going to be 20-minute drive. To get to a gym, 30-minute drive, right? You can't walk anywhere. To get to work, 15 to 30-minute drive. You know, like everything you need a car to survive. But here, if I walk outside my apartment and walk for 15 minutes, within that 15 minutes, I would have passed several gyms, several laundromats, several barbershops and salons and spas. I actually might get a massage today. And bakeries and foods and restaurants and banks and ATMs and markets and grocery stores and convenience stores and hundreds of street foods. And just, you would have walked by everything. And then if I do need to get to something a bit further, we have Grab here, which is like Uber back in America. A Grab here is going to cost $1.50 for a bike for like a 30-minute ride. Now a 15-minute car ride costs $5.50. A 28-minute car ride, which is what I had yesterday because I went to Mega Market. So a 28-minute car ride costed me $2.80 because it was 75K, which is like just under $3. But you get the concept. Now, if you want to hop on the back of a motorbike, I had a 22-minute motorbike ride to my international church that costed me $1.98. And then I had a 7-minute bike ride to get from here to a little alley with my burger spot. It was a 12-minute walk or like 15-minute walk. But I took a bike there because it was 2 in the morning and they were finna close, so I wanted to get there before they closed. But still, it was like a 5-6 minute bike ride. It costed 76 cents. It's way, so affordable. Everything's close by and accessible. It's not like that in America. I mean, it's so to the point where like even traveling in America is expensive if you want to, because it's surrounded by 2 oceans. So like here, to get to a new country, it'll cost me like $80 plane ticket, $100 plane ticket. But in America, to get from America to here costed over $700. So pro number two is going to be pace of life. What I mean by that is in America, it's all about work and bills. That's all it is. It's trying to keep up with the Joneses, work and bills, work and debt, work and payments, and work and this and work and that, and work and Christmas and work and this and that and whatever, right? And by the time you notice it, you've been working for 40 years, even though all you remember is being 20 years old. Like one day you're 20, next day you're 45, and then one day later after being 45, you're 82, ready to retire, and you can't because life's so expensive. But here you can enjoy, like in America, 1 month feels like a week. Like you think it's only a week, but it's actually been a month because time is so fast. But here, 1 week feels like a month. Like I woke up today, right? I've been up for 3.5 hours. I feel like I've been up for 7 or 8 hours already. I've only been here for 11, 12 days, but it feels like I've been here for 3 weeks to a month already. You get the concept? So you can actually enjoy the pace of life here. It's not like just so draining and miserable, you know? Pro number three is going to be the social life. I'm not going to spend too much money because it's pretty simple, right? In America, everyone hates each other. You know, everyone is only friends with the same race or the same political group or the same religious group or the same, career or the same this or the same that. But here, like, everyone respects what you believe so much to the point where they don't even talk about it. No one here talks about religion unless you're going to a service. Nobody here talks about politics. Nobody here talks about whatever, this, and a third, you know? Everyone is respectful. You can be friends with anybody. As long as you're a cool person, you know, you respect others, everybody will be okay with you. Everybody will respect you because you respect them. But in America, it's like people will go out of their way to find something about you just to attack your character. As well as it's just expensive to go out. The safety aspect, you understand, right? You can walk by someone on a sidewalk and say, "Hey, how's your day going?" and they'll just ignore you. Here, they'll acknowledge you. You can go out to the bar, and I don't drink and stuff, but you can do that. That's a big culture here. Cafe and bars, and those are big, very big cultures here. You know. Now, number 4 is going to be health and healthcare. Here, it's going to be way easier to stay healthy because walking is part of everyday life. Because, like I said, everything here is accessible. Very short walk, and you can get to whatever you need to get to. So you're going to walk way more. The food here is not, 100 chemicals and pesticides and steroids and preservatives and all of that stuff, right? Like, if you eat a burger and fries here, you're not going to feel like trash afterwards. So even if you do want to eat a bit of a dirtier food, like an American food, like a pizza, nachos and tacos or whatever, your stomach's not going to hurt after. Now if you eat a local food, it's going to be even healthier because they eat a lot of soups and meats and vegetables and stuff like that here. But even if you want to, have a guilty pleasure, you're not going to feel sick to your stomach after eating a guilty pleasure here. And then the healthcare system is way more affordable because they fixed the issue. So in America, if you go to the hospital, all they do is give you some painkillers and that's it, right? Some antibiotics. They don't actually fix the root cause of the problem. They want to keep you coming back. That way they keep making money. Here, they want to fix the root cause of the problem. They don't just give you a painkiller and antibiotic, which they do, but that's after they find out the problem and fix it. Whether it's surgery, whether it's just a medicine, whether it's maybe you need to change your diet, whether it's whatever it is, they'll tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, or this is what we're going to have to do to fix this issue. And once we fix this issue, we'll give you these to help it heal faster. But after that, it's gone. You pay for it once, twice, pretty much that's it. In America, they just give you biotics and painkillers. You gotta go back a month later, a few months later, this, that. You keep going back, keep giving them more money. They never fix the issue. They just make it go away temporarily, Here, they fix the issue. It's way easier to be healthy here, way cheaper, and living a healthy lifestyle, and you feel more free, right? Now we're gonna get into some cons. The biggest con you're gonna notice is pollution and poverty, right? Pollution here, you walk outside and like 1 minute the air is nice and clean and sunny, and the next minute you're like, what's that smell? So like it's just real. And then it's not like in America. I will say their infrastructure when it comes to stuff like garbage collection and recycle collection is way better. Like here, you would see like trash all over the road and stuff like that. It's not terrible, but you would see it. You would notice it. It's not like that in America, right? It's still bad in America. Like you will see litter everywhere, but it's not as bad as it is here. Same thing with poverty. Like in America, poverty is bad. Like we do have it, but like they're making it illegal. Like if you're sleeping on the sidewalk, they're going to take you to jail. Here, hey, they're just sleeping on the sidewalk. You just gotta walk past the guy, Poverty here is way more visible. Same thing with pollution, it's way more noticeable, right? So those are the first two cons. Another con here is going to be not even a real con, but it's like stuff you take for granted at home. Like here, there's no free refills. It's not as common to find dryer machines and dishwashers and ovens. Like stuff you take for granted back home, right? Another con is with America being like one of the biggest producers of stuff in the world, you're not gonna find everything you're looking for here. You're gonna have to sacrifice things. You're gonna have to say, I can't find that, right? Also, like the opportunity to make money, right? If you want to make as much money as possible, America's the place for it. It's better than Australia, better than Europe, Asia, whatever. The America's the place to make the most money possible, right? Another con is going to be, oh, this one is actually, you actually need to know this. You can't drink the faucet water. You need to get drinking water. Drinking water is still very cheap. Like I said, 20 cents for this. A 7-liter water cost me 27K, which is probably like $1.02, $1.03 for 7 liters, which is like 2 gallons. You get a little, maybe over 2 gallons. But you get the concept, right? Another thing is language barrier. Like Vietnamese is hard to. None of the cons here are actual cons. They're just sacrifices you have to make to live here. Now, the only real cons I will say is pollution. You can't drink the faucet water, and then what else? There's one more big one that I had, and then neighborhood noise. So in America, like I said, everything is separated and like far apart, which is bad because everything is, you have to drive and Uber expensively to get to places, and it's, if you have like an emergency, good luck getting, but here everything's close together. But with that being said, there's a lot of noise here, a lot of construction, karaoke, roosters. Now I will say I got lucky. My apartment is pretty quiet besides construction. At nighttime it's very quiet, not a lot of noise. But if you're living on like a main street or like in the city, like District 1 or something, I have a lot of motorbikes, a lot of construction. Or even if you're living in the province, right, you're gonna have a lot of roosters, a lot of building, all that stuff. So the noise. Now, like I said, I got lucky. I don't have a lot of noise. It's really quiet. Even during the day with the construction, it's still pretty quiet. But in general, Vietnam and Southeast Asia, it is gonna have a lot of noise pollution unless you get lucky, like me. I don't know how I got lucky with my apartment because it's affordable. It's not a lot of noise. It's close to everything. Like, you're not normally gonna get this kind of apartment for the price I got it for. It's gonna be more expensive. I don't know how I got it for $285 per month, but yeah. Some honorable mentions. What do you mean by honorable mentions? These are things that can be good or bad. These could be better or worse in said country, right? For example, we have, Traffic. Traffic here. It's like crossing the road here is a bit more dangerous because so like in America, they have the crosswalk with the button and the timer, but here you don't have to wait to cross. You just cross, and then you have to pray that everyone here sees you, and it's like playing Crossy Road in real life, like that little game with like the little chicken, and you have to like press the space bar and go side to side and jump across the lanes and not get hit by the car. That's like crossing the road here in Vietnam. It's like playing Crossy Road. But I will say one of the good things is traffic here doesn't stop. And I don't mean don't stop as in like all night. Like, no, at nighttime, pretty quiet. I mean, at least outside of the major districts, it's pretty quiet. But what I mean by traffic doesn't stop is like if there's an accident, traffic doesn't slow down and get congested. Like in America, if there's an accident, traffic slows down and gets congested, and now a 15-minute ride takes an hour, right? Here, it don't stop. Them boys just keep going. If it takes you 15 minutes to get somewhere, you're gonna get there in 15 minutes. It don't matter if it's an accident. It don't matter if there's a whole bus of people crossing the road. It don't matter if there's a newscast going on. It don't matter what's going on. Ain't nothing stopping that 15-minute ride from taking 15 minutes. So, like I said, it can be bad or good depending on which way you're looking at it. Same thing with Wi-Fi. Like, Wi-Fi here is so cheap and accessible. It's free in the cafes and everywhere you go. Like, they have free Wi-Fi in America, but you have to buy something. Like, if you go to McDonald's and want free Wi-Fi, you gotta buy something. But here, you can just walk into a cafe and work there. You don't need to buy anything. And if you do want to buy something, it's cheap. It's like $1 for a coffee, $1.50, you know? So even if you do want to buy something, you know, but you don't have to. And the Wi-Fi here is very cheap, accessible. Now, I will say, America, when it comes to like if you have playing 2K, Madden, Call of Duty, Fortnite, any of those games that require like some heavy Wi-Fi, that way you're not lagging because they're online, you know. I would say here you might want to go get your own. But my Wi-Fi is included in my building, and it's good. It's good for watching videos. It doesn't lag. It doesn't take a lot of loading. It's good for uploading YouTube and editing and like looking stuff up. It's good for all of that. So once again, it just depends on which way you're looking at it, like what you need it for. It can be good, it can be bad. But if it's bad, you just go get a new one, a more powerful one that might cost a bit more, but still might. I mean, you can probably get the strongest Wi-Fi here for $30 a month, right? $40. In America, the strongest Wi-Fi like 150. So, you know, if you're working from home, you can just go out to a cafe or whatever it is, right? You get the concept. But yeah, those are the pros and cons of of Vietnam from a American. So y'all let me know what y'all agree or disagree with in the comments.